I'm Kate Clow. I've been on the Ontario Snowboard Club for 4 years, and I've been snowboarding for 11 years. I'm a snowboard cross racer. I've won Ontario championships for provincials, and I've also competed in the Speed Nationals. Today, I'm going to show you how to wax your snowboard. Last week, we did 2 New bindings and how to set them up. So this week, we're going to work on the other side of the board. So for waxing your snowboard, it's really important because your snowboard's like our skin. It gets dry, it has pores, so we wax it to fill everything in and just make it smooth on your base so it can run well. Alright, so the first thing we do is we got to turn on our iron. To wax your snowboard, you need your iron, you need wax specific to the temperature outside. It's really warm right now in the season, so we're going to use about 0 degrees to +5 wax. You also need our 2 sawhorses. You can get vices, but they're a little more expensive. You gotta get your tarp underneath, and of course, you need your snowboard. So I set my wax here, my iron here is just setting up for the wax about 115, 120 degrees, which is going to be sweet. So, a couple things you need to remember for waxing. The 3 most important things is you want to cover most of your board, so you want to drip in a zigzag pattern. So here we go. We got to go back and forth all the way across your snowboard. So you want to just let it drip across, make sure you get even layers. You don't have to cover the entire board, but if you do a zigzag pattern, you make sure you get most effective use of your wax. So we got that there. So then the next thing to remember is to do smooth strokes from the nose all the way to the tip. So you got to be patient. You got to just go slow so you can see that it's going all the way over and actually melting the wax. And then the next thing to remember is to go right out to your edges. Your edges are one of the places where it gets the driest. So you got to go all the way there. It's okay if a little wax gets on your edges, because you can always just scrape that off when you scrape your board. I'm going to go along. Alright, safety for waxing. Your iron's hot. It gets up to about 150 degrees, so please don't touch it. It's really easy to be dripping wax and just end up hitting your hand. I've done it a couple times. It's not very fun. So you just got to make sure you keep your hand out of there, and also turn off your iron when you're done using it, because it's just a safety hazard for everyone. Another way you can wax your snowboard, if you don't have a lot of wax like this, let's say you have a smaller portion or a more expensive portion like this wax right here, you can do a method called chalking. Chalking is you just heat it up and then you rub it on your base like that. It uses a very little amount of wax and it still covers your base effectively. So next we're going to be scraping our board as soon as I get this even layer of wax ready. Alright, today's instructional video is on how to scrape our snowboards. So, we've got a nice layer of wax on here. We did that in the video before. Now we're going to scrape. So the reason we scrape our snowboard is to have a smooth base ready for the slopes. The only thing we really need is our scraper. We've already got our sawhorses and our tarp underneath. So for scraping, you want to remember 3 really important things. You want to keep consistent lines from nose to tail. You want to make sure to flex all the way through. You want to almost create a V with your scraper as you're going down. And then the third thing to remember is to always double check you haven't missed any spots. So as you go along here, you'll see that I'm doing even lines. I'm getting all the way down, getting nice pieces of wax like this. You just want to make sure that goes under your tarp under there and it stays out of the way. Because if you get buildup at the end of your board, it's just a big mess to clean up at the end. Scraping your board may seem like a tedious task, but it's really important in the end and it helps keep a healthy, long-living snowboard. Be careful not to nick your knuckles off the edge when you're scraping, when you go past your edges, because they can get pretty sharp. And always keep yourself at a perpendicular to your snowboard when you're doing this, so you can get the longest, most even strokes. I hope you learned lots today, and next week we'll be going on to how to brush your snowboard.